Welcome to Home and Away. I'm Lori Carson, and today we're previewing the Spring Home Builders Tours in both Topeka and Lawrence. We're starting here in Topeka, and my guest right now is Jason Droege with Droege Construction. Jason, thanks very much for joining me.
Thank you.
This is a fabulous house we're about to see, and I have to ask you how you got in the construction business. I understand you had a pretty good gig as a child, making $5 a day.
Yeah, I started off working for my dad, and paid me $5 a day to pick up blocks and stay out of his hair, and been working for him ever since. So.
Well, as we look at the exterior of this home, it really combines a couple of different styles. It has a cedar shake siding that lends itself to a cottage style, but also has a little touch of craftsman, I think.
It has a nice blend of both styles, and they seem to go together, and I like the characteristics of both.
It's also complemented by a beautiful wraparound porch, and given the setting of where we are, certainly lends itself to the wonderful surroundings and the great views.
Yeah, I love the deck. It's really nice to go out and enjoy the views and enjoy the view of even the highways. So.
Now, I know, Jason, you mentioned to me that you have a real preference for combining the old and the new in your styles, and this is a home that is completely designed by you. Let's talk about the overhangs on the exterior and how you really went for a longer overhang, more reminiscent actually of commercial buildings than residential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this house here actually has 2-foot overhangs, which is not common anymore. Most overhangs are 1 foot, and for one, it gives it a nicer look, and then the reason they did it in the old days was to protect the house. So it's sort of works good of design feature and for helping protect the house too from rain and weather.
Now, as we come in the front door, the term open floor plan really is accentuated with this. Where did this concept come from?
Well, when we first did our first house, the open floor plan was sort of the new thing, and I sort of wanted to take it to the next level and open it up even more. So that's what we did, and obviously the reason is so everybody can intermingle throughout all the rooms, and it works great, and it gives the house a bigger open feel. Absolutely.
The most striking feature when you come in that front door has got to be these incredible wood floors, and we talked before about how so much of what we're going to see here is a result of repurposed and reclaimed materials. The flooring, certainly an example of that.
Yeah, the flooring came from multiple locations. It came from old barns. There was the barn floor, and then it also came from just old houses. There's a house in Rossville and a house in Circleville that we got the flooring from. And we just get it from wherever we can, and it just really turns out. The old, they call it old growth wood, and then just the age of the wood itself lends it to all the color. The floors don't have any stain on them. They're just all natural, and it works out really nice. So
they're absolutely gorgeous. The trim, I mean, so much of what we're seeing is repurposed. The trim in the house we have to comment on because it really is a throwback to the trim, the wide, expansive trim in older homes.
Yeah, that's one feature we have in all of our houses is the big trim, and it just looks so, especially when you have 12-foot ceilings in the house, you have to go big. But yeah, all the trim is just like they would have had in the old days.
As we move into the kitchen and dining area, you can't help but notice the magnificent windows behind you right now, and those also are repurposed, and they came from?
From a college in Kirksville, Missouri. They demoed the building and took them out, and we just loved them, the size and the character, and sort of it goes back to the whole modern traditional look. They're definitely modern window, they're commercial window, but they seem to fit with the traditional woodwork. So.
The look is striking, and it also has some benefits in the sense that because they're commercial, it's thicker.
Yeah, the airspace in between the windows is more than at least twice as much as a standard window, and just gives you more energy efficiency.
Now, the design and layout of the kitchen is unique because you've really put some foresight into planning for several workspaces.
Yeah, we have 2 workstations, basically one for baking and then one just for your normal cooking. And it's also very open and very large, so you could have multiple people working in both locations.
Now, that slab of granite that tops the island in the kitchen, you wanted to make sure very definitely that there were no seams.
Yeah, that was one of my things. It was hard to find in Topeka, but I did find It was Cambridge granite in Topeka. It was the only place I could find it would actually do it, and it weighs almost 800 pounds, and it's a solid piece. And it was the neat thing with this is I actually planned on the island being about 4 inches longer, and they called me up and said, I can only give you this much. So that's how big the slab of granite was, basically. So that's as big as slab of granite they could find.
That's amazing, and it's beautiful.